Hi, this is Herb Stevenson. This is the fourth of a series of short videos on presence, specifically healing presence, as we define it in the Healing Den program. In this situation, what we're going to be talking about is absence versus presence. In other words, how we decide our existence. We either do it consciously or unconsciously, but either way, the impact of it is it determines whether or not we're fully participating in our life or we're just simply going along for the ride. So sit back and enjoy yourself, and I hope I provide some insights for you. Thanks much. The way I like to look at absence versus presence is if I'm consciously aware, I'm present, and if I'm unconscious aware, I'm absent. Now, a lot of times people sit back and say, well, I know what I'm doing. And the question about conscious awareness is if you're telling stories and you're reacting to situations in the moment, then if those reactions are based on past memories, you are not fully present. You're using what's called unconscious awareness. It is the mind has created ways for you to react to feel safe. So the thing about conscious awareness, it's totally based in the moment of a scan of your entire body, your reactions to the entire situation. So as we go further, I hope this will give you a little bit more explanation, but it gives you at least an image to begin to look at. Absence versus presence are in opposing directions. So if we do that a little bit further and we elaborate, absence we see as scanning memories for similar experience. It's my reactivity, how I manage it. Experience is based on past responses, and I unconsciously choose how to interact with the moment. It's out of habit. There's nothing wrong with it. It's day-to-day existence for most people, but for those of you, if you're watching this, you're seeking more. You want the aliveness, the contentment, the joy of being fully present to the moment, to your life experiences. In other words, your existential experiences, you really want to embody all of it. So in that case, you're going to be fully aware to this moment. You experience what is present to this moment, and you're consciously choosing how to interact with this moment. Now, the way I often do that is after years of meditation is generally speaking, I don't have a lot of thoughts in my mind going on. They kind of just come to themselves as I'm in a process. And it's because whatever I'm focusing my attention creates a language that supports what I'm trying to do. The same thing is, as I said here, is I'm watching and looking at this picture and just staying fully present. And at this moment, I'm scanning my body, noticing I have energy running all the way down to my feet. I can feel everything, so I know that I'm fairly well present, something that you can be doing yourself. I like to look at it as absence is descending energy and presence is ascending energy. So if it's descending, it's meaning and meaning-making creates lower vibrations. It's something from the past. It's not present, so it's not as alive. Emotional memories tend to taint my moment in this moment. Physical body releases cortisol as protections if this feels like it's unsafe, and I have feelings of disconnection from myself. I am locked into a memory or habitualized response instead of being fully present. Ascending energies, though, its thoughtless awareness raises vibrations, meaning I'm not pulling off of something else or out of habit. I'm pulling off of just what it is in the moment. So my active awareness is in the moment. My physical aliveness is to the moment, and being with the presence of what is present is what's happening to me. And being the presence of what is present means that I am just literally trying to be the essence of who I am at this moment and nothing more. Another way to look at this is about balance. If I have connection to myself, everything around me, I'm living fully in each moment, I'm present. If I'm absent, I'm disconnected. My disconnection is I'm living through memories. And as a result, I'm never getting the full connection, and often that shows up in relationships. So in relationships, if I'm living out of habitualized responses because I have an image of what that other person is or has done in the past, I assume I know what they're doing, and instead of just sitting with them and asking simple questions like, could you elaborate a little bit further on what you just said? In the past, I would have made this meaning, but I'd like to know what meaning you're making right now. As this slowing down to find connection. So the more you seek to make connection versus seek to make meaning, the more present you're likely to be. So ascending energy's presence then, it becomes fearless presence, total involvement, holding nothing back, in essence, the courage to be. There's an active awareness offers a way into the deeper existential and universal understanding of presence. I realize that's a pretty hefty concept. And we might refer to this as to be naked and within ourselves, and therefore whole, while acknowledging the total sense of safely being. So elaborate a little bit about this, about deeper existential, active awareness of how I'm experiencing my existence in this moment, leading to a universal understanding of presence, which is presence always exists, always has existed, from the very, very beginning until the very, very end. And the idea of this universal understanding of presence is when the mind gets quiet and allows the receptivity of what's happening in a moment, we tend to have a sense of self about ourselves and about the universe. And the same thing about is we might refer to as this being naked to and within ourselves. We suddenly have an intimacy that's not scary, it's an awareness. I often refer to this as somebody having the experience for the first time of actually literally being seen by somebody else. I believe that's an experience of one spirit to the other seeing each other. And that validates deep within inside another person. Same thing about hearing. The exercise I frequently tell people to do is, if you aren't doing this, everybody that's important in your life, every day, at least 45 to 60 seconds with soft eyes, just get very quiet and look them in the eyes when you greet them. At first they'll get very nervous and I'll say, what are you looking at? And you smile and say, you. And I don't do that enough. You do that every day, and by the end of the week, they're going to be looking to find out, are you there? Are you being present to them? It's a very, very powerful experience. People do this with their spouses, and they do this with their children, and it changes the entire relationship. Absence is descending energy. It's lower vibrational because you're leaving the present moment, so it's often fearful, consumed by doubt, limited involvement, holding self back. You're simply surviving. Active inertia offers sense of false safety and limited sense of self. In reality, active inertia is, you think about it, I'm actively holding myself from being fully present. So as a result, is during these descending energies, it's to be armored and within ourselves and to have little sense of ourself or safety. So all the stories, all the memories, all of those things create a separation, an armor, a protection, sense of control, instead of real control would be is to be fully present. So what and how you pay attention, your clear focus increases presence within all we touch, and therefore increases our presence with all that touches us. So when we have clear focus and instead of cluttered thoughts, monkey mind is often people refer to it. The impact of it is we're able to experience the essence of ourself and all life in that moment. Very, very powerful, very process. So being with is presence. Our experience is an event in the world. The experience of each moment that I come to is part of the process of its manifestation in all its possibilities. Some of the prior videos I've talked about the fact that one of the things that I've learned to do to experience the moment is when I'm walking from my house to my office. I will stop and look at the sky, and I will pause long enough to allow myself to deep breathe in, and I see a beautiful magnitude of the sky unfolding in so many ways. And it's one of the experiences we have about that is like the sky touched me. And in one respect, that's true. But on the other side of it, my presence touched the sky to allow both of us to emanate the beauty that was in that moment. It's a very intimate process, something I'll be talking about in other short videos about how truly presence is intimacy of the greatest kind, the purest kind. So denial of our experiences, for most of us, we've come up against a deeply ingrained worldview of what it is to be a human being, that our experience ultimately does not matter. How many times have you been told in your whole life, well, that's not true? Well, you're not really experiencing that. I'm here to say, trust what you experience. Trust who you are. The more you do that, the more you unfold, and then the impact of it is the more you will grow. So hopefully this has been useful for you, and we'll be continuing to make more of these videos available to you so that you can understand healing presence. So one of the things I'll part with is, when my absence doesn't alter your life, then my presence has no meaning in it. Think about every relationship you have, and that would be something of tremendous importance for you. So again, my name's Herb Stevenson. You can find me at the Healing Den, which is healing-den.com for more videos and the intensive programs that we've been creating for the last several years on healing presence. Thanks much. Have a great day.